Welcome back here with us on Times Now. Viewers, India's GDP growth in the second quarter came as a big surprise. India's GDP grew by 8.2% in the July to September quarter. That was the highest in 6 quarters. Remember, the Reserve Bank of India had projected 7% growth in Q2, but what we got was 8.2%. Now, this ensures India remains the fastest growing major economy in the world, despite global uncertainties and despite Trump tariffs. Remember, this data includes the impact of 1 full month of 50% US tariffs imposed on Indian exports. Prime Minister Narendra Modi called the data encouraging. He said it reflects the impact of his government's pro-growth policies as well as reforms. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said it shows robust economic growth and momentum of the Indian economy. Now, the question really is, what led to this growth? Well, what led to this growth was actually growth in manufacturing, which came in at 9.1%, growth in construction, which came in at 7.2%, and also the services sector at 10.2%. Now, manufacturing remained a key contributor to the GDP growth, rising 9.1%. Construction followed, 7.2% growth, and services did really well at 10.2%. Now, this, viewers, is clearly a response to those who've been agreeing with US President Donald Trump's assessment of Indian economy as dead economy. Listen in to what Rahul Gandhi had said a couple of months ago.
अभी कितना सच है कितना झूठ है क्या मालूम, क्योंकि इनके सर्वे ही इतने गलत होते हैं। एक तरफ महंगाई बढ़ रही है, रुपया का दाम कम हो रहा है, ऐसा है डॉलर लेके या पाउंड लेंगे तो हमारी कीमत कम हो गई है, और ये जीडीपी बढ़ रहा है, ऐसा कुछ है। सच कितना झूठ कितना कौन बोलेगा।
किसी भी जीडीपी ग्रोथ को, किसी भी ग्रोथ स्टोरी को 39C के आधार पर मूल्यांकन होना चाहिए। अगर वो इनकम इनइक्वालिटी को, उस गैप को कम कर रही है तो फिर इसका मतलब है, अन्यथा ये सब बेमानी है।
अगर जीडीपी में ग्रोथ हुई है तो फिर मार्केट में बिक्री क्यों नहीं बढ़ रही है? भाजपा की सरकार झूठे आंकड़े पेश करने का काम कर रही है। अगर जीडीपी बढ़ेगी तो बाजार में जो खरीदारी है वो बढ़ेगी। भारतीय जनता पार्टी के ये आंकड़े झूठे हैं।
So you heard, viewers, the opposition is still not convinced. Opposition has questioned the veracity of the numbers as the GDP growth surpassed expectations, in contrast to widespread expectations of some moderation. Congress party's Jairam Ramesh said it's ironic that quarterly GDP numbers were released soon after an IMF report gave the second lowest grade of C to India's national account statistics. Listen in now to what Rahul Gandhi had said a couple of weeks ago.
He's right. I mean, everybody knows this, except the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister. Everybody knows that the Indian economy is a dead economy. I'm glad that President Trump has stated a fact.
The International Monetary Fund's November country report noted that India's national accounts data contains some methodological weaknesses that somewhat hamper surveillance. And this is something that the opposition is now using to question the government as far as the authenticity of this data is concerned. Government, however, says this stellar performance is a result of policy consistency and continuity under Prime Minister Modi's leadership. Listen in to this reaction from Union Minister Piyush Goyal.
एक सोची समझी रणनीति तय मोदी जी ने 11 वर्षों में जो देश को आगे बढ़ाया, उसके फलस्वरूप दुनिया की सभी अंदाजे के खिलाफ लोग कहते थे 6% पे ग्रो होगा, 6.5 पे होगा। 8.2% की वृद्धि अर्थव्यवस्था में ऐतिहासिक है और दर्शाती है कि कितनी भी बड़ी चुनौती हो, भारत रुकने वाला नहीं है, भारत झुकने वाला नहीं।
And to discuss it, I'm joined on the broadcast by Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. We also have with us Dr. Akashdeep Muni, who is a political analyst. Good evening to both of you. Thank you for speaking with us here on Times Now. Dr. Akashdeep Muni, the charge really is that when data reflects low growth, you celebrate it. When it shows India is rising, you dismiss it as fake. Why?
See, as per our Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji, IMF and Fitch BMI is one of the most credible sources of information. And as she says, I'm not saying that, she's saying. And as per IMF graded Indian GDP calculation to be in C grade. Means it's faulty and overestimates Indian GDP figures, which is why India's GDP looks bigger than that really is. Like India is still in 2011 prices to calculate today's GDP, like shopping with a 14-year-old price list. You buy a phone at 10,000 in 2011, it will cost 50,000 today, but the government still counts it as 10,000. So the growth is nothing but inflation, price rise. Remember, during COVID, millions of small businesses shut down and people lost jobs, but official GDP figures still showed fast growth because it was counted by big companies and government spending, not actually the reality.
Okay.
Even former chief economic advisor Arvind Subramaniam said that real growth is probably 2.5% less. He is saying this. I'm not saying this. Remember 2016 demonetization, cash vanished, trucks dropped, factories slowed, yet official GDP growth was 8% that year. A good reality check of GDP as per economists is electricity usage that grew only for 4 to 5% per year recently, but GDP is showing 7 to 8%. The gap is inflation, my dear friends. Even Fitch BMI showing alarming slowdown. You agree or not? It's wrongly calculated.
Okay, Akashdeep Muni, you've made your point, and at least on this debate, you can't accuse me of not allowing you enough time to make your opening comments. So I did not interrupt in between. Sanju Verma wants to respond. Then I have a question for you. Sanju Verma.
And Hina Nalvan, I don't want Akashdeep Muni to be heckling me because I listened very patiently. First and foremost, I think, I won't be wrong in saying that I'm a trained economist who was ranked by Asia Money. So, let's get one thing very clear. I'm not throwing data off my hat. What I'm saying are hard facts. Why did the IMF give a C grade to India? One, because India is a heavily populated and densely populated country, and even China, which is a densely populated country, got C. Not because the IMF disbelieves India, but because India has a huge unorganized sector and there are practical difficulties in collating data. But the same IMF also says that thanks to structural reforms under Narendra Modi, thanks to the insolvency and bankruptcy code under Narendra Modi, thanks to next gen GST reforms under Narendra Modi, thanks to NPS coming down from 12% under erstwhile Congress to barely 2% now under Narendra Modi, India is the world's fastest growing economy, which grew, Hina, at 9.7% in FY22, 7.6% in FY23, 9.2% in FY24 and 6.5% in FY25, which means in the last 4 financial years, India's GDP has grown by a stupendous 8.25% when the world is struggling to grow at 2%. India is the only economy where growth is rising and inflation is falling. For instance, look at the US. It is grappling with high inflation. Just 48 hours back, data on Germany came out. The growth has slowed to almost negative, but German inflation is at 9-month high. So my limited point is India is an outlier on the global stage. And the IMF basically says that the base year of calculation should change. Currently, we use GDP with base year reference of 2011-12. The government has already said a couple of months back that come 2026, the base year will no longer be 2011-12, but it will be 2022-23. But I want to say one thing to you, Hina. When the Modi government changed the base year from 2004-5 to 2011-12 in 2015,
right,
the entire Darbari ecosystem said, "अरे base year क्यों change किया? ये तो data manipulation है." अब जब IMF बोल रही है base year change करो, तो जयराम रमेश, पवन खेरा, सुप्रिया श्रीनेत, they are all saying वाह जी वाह. But 10 seconds, Hina, just 10 seconds. India is the world's 5th largest stock market. India has the world's 4th largest forex reserves and 7th largest gold reserves. We are the world's 3rd largest car producer, 2nd largest mobile manufacturer. We are the world's 3rd largest pharma producer, exporting our pharma products to more than 200 countries.
Right.
And most importantly, don't forget one thing, that we are also the world's third largest startup ecosystem with more than 1.8 lakh startups.
Okay.
And you say that this government, does not care for MSMEs. MSMEs
Well,
today
I'm
account
not
for more
saying
than
it, the opposition
45%
says it, but okay,
of our
Sanju Verma,
exports.
we got your point and your data as well. I also want to, quote some data. I want to go across to Dr. Akashdeep Muni for a quick response now. Dr. Akashdeep Muni, after this data came out, SBI in its research report mentioned that this overall trend that we are seeing, it suggests that GDP growth is domestic driven, supported by services exports and driven by low inflation, value add expansion in labor intensive sectors. And they also highlighted one very interesting aspect. From 2009, FY 2009 to FY 25, incremental MSME credit growth stood at 19.87 lakh crore rupees. There has been an amazing growth as far as the MSME sector is concerned as well. So why do you want to just, perhaps for the sake of politics, oppose even if something good is happening?
No, we are mistaken. We should not say that. I am not saying that India's economy is going haywire. But yes.
But Rahul Gandhi agrees with Donald Trump when he says India is a dead economy. Rahul Gandhi says yes.
Now, again, we are politicizing. I am not politicizing. What I am saying is only facts.
So you are agreeing, 1 second. Let's go step by step. One second. Dr. Akashdeep Muni, 1 second. So firstly, let's clarify one thing. You believe that Indian economy is not a dead economy? That's your point of view?
Listen to me.
Yes or no? Simple question, sir.
Everything cannot go yes or no. Let me explain.
No, but then I want to know, do you believe our economy is a dead economy or not a dead economy?
I just want to tell you one thing, that I, as a person who knows some data, I want to tell you that I go by figures and data what the economist says. Okay. Reputed ones.
Okay.
Just
SBI is not a reputed
what I'm saying.
Firm?
Just
Hina, this is not fair.
1 second, Sanju. Allow him to finish the point at least.
10 seconds. 10 seconds, sir. Yeah. IMF 2025 Article 4 report, page 45 to 47, data adequacy assessment. IMF says that this GDP figures reduces reliability and timeliness of growth trends in India. So the question on Indian growth trends regarding the GDP is raised by IMF.
Okay. Okay.
So when they raise it, it surely is that there is some lacuna in our system while calculating.
But that is exactly what Sanju Verma explained to you. That is exactly what Sanju Verma explained to you. Sanju Verma, please simplify. I think it was a little complicated. I think it was a little complicated for him to understand. Can you please clarify? Because like him, there are many who are calling it data manipulation. Please, Sanju Verma.
Thank you, Hina. Hina, I just want to say one thing. Let's not forget, keep GDP aside for a minute. Let's talk of GVA. The GVA data cannot be manipulated because you are saying GDP can be manipulated. Now, what is the GVA growth in the second quarter of FY 26? 8.1%. And what is GDP? GDP is nothing but GVA plus net taxes, which is total taxes minus subsidies. You are saying GVA growth of 8.1% is incorrect. You are saying services growth of 9.2% is incorrect. You are saying manufacturing growth of 9.1% is incorrect. You are saying construction growth of 7.2% is incorrect. You are saying gross fixed capital formation of 7.4% is incorrect. You are saying private final consumption expenditure of 7.9% is incorrect. You are saying
Dr. Akashdeep Muni.
Final point. Maruti told, no, Hina, please, when you say that Sanju Verma, wait, I heard him. Can I just take 10 seconds more?
Okay, finish your point very quickly. Yes.
Very quickly, yes. Please bear with me. Hina, we sell 33 crore mobile phones every single year. We produce 3 crore vehicles every year, and Maruti alone sells 1.9 lakh cars every month, which means Maruti is selling 5 cars every minute. ये सब बिना डिमांड के हो रहा है.
Dr. Akashdeep Muni. Dr. Akashdeep Muni, please respond.
6.5 lakh crore
Okay.
worth of sales in the Diwali festive season.
Dr. Akashdeep Muni.
Let me comment. क्या हिना जी और संजू जी, आप मुझे बताइए कि ना कि जो GVA है और GDP है वो क्या है? वो कैलकुलेट होता है या एस्टिमेट होता है?
ये आपका जवाब है जो संजू वर्मा ने पूछा है
अरे
आपसे?
मैं आपसे पूछ
ये
रहा
आपका
हूँ।
जवाब है जो संजू वर्मा ने पूछा है आपसे? इकोनॉमिक्स की क्लास के लिए तो हम यहाँ पर बैठे नहीं है डॉक्टर आकाशदीप मुनि जी। अगर आपको यही नहीं पता कि जीवीए और जीडीपी में अंतर क्या होता है, देन आई डोंट थिंक यू आर द राइट पर्सन फॉर दिस डिबेट। मतलब अब यहाँ पे मैं इकोनॉमिक्स का लेक्चर तो देने नहीं वाली हूँ,
डिस्कशन ही नहीं करना चाहते।
नहीं, द पॉइंट इज यू मेक अ वैलिड पॉइंट। आपके पास कोई जवाब है? आपको ट्रंप ने कहा डेड इकोनॉमी है, आपने कहा जी हुजूर डेड इकोनॉमी है। डेटा आता है, आईएमएफ कहता है कि इंडिया इज द फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी इन द वर्ल्ड। आप बिलीव नहीं करते आईएमएफ को। आईएमएफ आपकी ग्रेडिंग को सी कर देता है, थर्ड लोएस्ट ग्रेड कर देता है, आप एकदम बिलीव करने लग जाते हैं। एंड देन यू आर आस्किंग मी एंड संजू वर्मा, आई मीन कम ऑन डॉक्टर आकाशदीप मुनि, आई एक्सपेक्ट बेटर स्टफ फ्रॉम यू। आप 20 सेकंड लीजिए, आप जवाब तो दीजिए, पर यहाँ पर मैं पढ़ाने के लिए नहीं बैठूंगी क्योंकि सब पढ़कर आए हैं, इसीलिए डिस्कस कर रहे हैं जीवी और जीडीपी में फर्क क्या होता है।
ठीक है। I want to viewers remember GVA and GDP.
Viewers know what is the difference between GVA and GDP. First, you respond to the point that I have made specific point.
के बाद क्यों इंटरप्ट कर रहे हो भाई?
सर, मुझे और व्यूअर्स को जीवे और जीडीपी पे तो लेक्चर नहीं चाहिए ना।
जाओ भाड़ में जाओ।
Look at the language.
What kind of a language? I mean,
Hina, can I just come in for 10 seconds because he
this
spoke
is
non-stop.
unacceptable. I mean,
Can I just come in for
yes,
10 seconds now?
Sanju Verma.
Hina, that is why I always say sometimes, indulge me. No matter what, I never use that kind of language. I say this to you, Hina, since you understand numbers. Do you remember a few months back, global rating giant Standard & Poor's raised India's long-term sovereign rating from BBB minus to BBB. And the entire Darbari ecosystem said, Standard & Poor's ko to hum mante hi nahi. World Bank said that had Prime Minister Narendra Modi not unleashed pent-up demand via GST 1.0 in 2017 and GST 2.0 in 2022, India would not have unlocked, huge pent-up demand, which via the multiplier effect is now going forward lead to more jobs, more incomes, more employment opportunities, and the aspirational India which Prime Minister Modi talks of now and then, that is going to become a reality. Because don't forget one more thing, Hina.
Right.
That, very interestingly, MSMEs, which were failing under the erstwhile Congress, today MSMEs account for 45% of India's exports. MSMEs account for 33% of India's GDP. And MSMEs account for more than 65% of India's maritime trade. But I will leave your audience with just one number, please. The biggest barometer of how an economy is doing is how its banks are doing. SBI was considered a failed bank in 2012. Today, Hina, SBI has made more profit in the last 4 financial years than in the previous 64 years put together.
Right.
Last year,
Nobody is
SBI
raising questions on the data. But Sanju Verma, before we wind up this discussion, I have one more question for you. And very quickly, I want you to answer that question. Now that IMF has raised a concern, don't you think the government should also perhaps come out with a statement clarifying what it really means and what is being done to rectify it? Because if IMF says we are going to be the fastest growing economy in the world, when it raises the forecast for India, we all believe it. Now also, why should we not believe IMF when it is talking about the methodology, when it is raising questions?
Good question, Hina, and I will just say this very pointedly without shoving things under the carpet. The government, a couple of months back, already said that the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation and the Central Statistical Organization, because these are the two entities which finally collate and then release the GDP data, that we are moving, come 2026, we are moving to a base year of 2022-23.
Okay.
We will no longer have a base year of 2011-12. Once the base year changes, the sanitization of data automatically happens.
All
but
right.
the 8.2% GDP growth in second quarter FY26 is kosher. Let's not demonize that.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Sanju Verma. Appreciate you joining us on Times Now this evening. Heading into a very, very short break.